Here is our Terran player. Made a name for himself in the early days with his Terran versus Zerg. Is he going to do it here?
MarineKing Prime win.
MarineKing Prime. Got that G-Skill poster in the back. They come in, I actually saw some, I'll talk about in a minute actually. Here's our Zerg player, former Warcraft 3 pro.
viOLet.
And again, viOLet, not very good against Terran players. You know, he lost his game against JYP, right? Did he lose? I forget. He lost to JYP, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he lost to JYP.
With the Storm Harass and...
That's right, that's right. So this is actually a crucial game for viOLet as well because, you know, he's going to go up against Tasia. He's probably going to lose against Tasia. So if he loses here, he's going to be at 1 and 2, and it's going to be really difficult to come back from that position. But what I was going to say is, we were trying to figure out how much RAM was in one of the computers at the GOM house.
Yeah.
And we open it up, and the G-Skill RAM actually looks cool. Like, it comes in, like, sets of 3 if you get, like, a 6 GB set, and they're, like, different colors.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's why you have those 3 color things on the poster behind MarineKing. But
really
it actually
cool.
looks kind of cool.
Yeah, definitely check out G-Skill, guys. They sponsor the GSL. Great RAM to have in your computer. I've been using it. I actually used it on my computer before I came here, and now that I'm here, I continue to use it, and it's just great RAM. So, I mean, I'm not even lying, like, doing one of those, like, sponsor plugs. It's actually this awesome RAM. It's some of the best out there.
And he also drinks Pepsi, like, constantly.
I really do.
You're like the GSL sponsor man.
I know, it's actually, like, because of me that they chose these sponsors.
You're going to get an OLED ebook now?
Well, I am actually going to the KT store tomorrow.
Yeah?
Yeah. I want to get an iPad, though.
I'm going to get probably an iPhone. I don't know. I'm going to shop around a little bit first. You can tweet your suggestions for smartphones at Moletrap and at FXOWolf.
Yep. Getting a new phone. I don't want to use my little dinky phone. It looks like a Tamagotchi.
A Tamagotchi. Oh, those things are hilarious.
It's like...
I was
like
always
really
puzzled by people who actually did those. I was like, what?
Well, this is kind of chance-oriented whether or not your Tamagotchi dies. It's like my phone. It's like I want to make a phone call. It's like, well, I don't have to roll the dice. And like if I get snake eyes, I just can't call my friends.
Anyway, coming through.
So meanwhile, while MarineKing has come in here and scouted, viOLet has actually been able to see almost really nothing of what MarineKing is doing. It doesn't know about the fast command center. It's a 1 barracks expand, and he actually made the barracks on the low ground. viOLet doesn't know this. He's actually pressuring with 4 Marines right now as well, and he's going to catch these Zerglings in the middle of the map. Nope, the Overlord spots him. Never mind. Well, these Zerglings want to be caught. Those Zerglings are such a tease, man.
They want to be caught. They're ashamed of their ways, and they secretly want to be caught because they're guilty of it.
They're teaselings.
Teaselings.
Trying to draw them in to the Zerglings that are about to pop, and in fact, MarineKing may get caught here if he's not careful. Does back away at the last possible moment, but he made 8 extra Zerglings, and so that itself has made these Marines successful. viOLet sneaks in with an Overlord, sees the gas, knows it's a 1 barracks expand now because he saw that the gas hasn't been mined for very long.
Yeah.
But lost the Overlord, which actually supply blocks him. So MarineKing on a pretty good foot here, starting out.
Speaking of foot, I like just totally hit my bum toe that's been hurting.
Oh yeah.
So I was like sitting here cringing, trying not to cry on stream. Baneling is going down for viOLet as we saw earlier, and I like that move. You know, it's MarineKing. You need a Baneling nest when you're playing against MarineKing, just period. He of course saw all of those barracks as well, so he knows he's going to need something to stop mass Marines coming at him before too long. MarineKing also a very aggressive player, so you really always need to be prepared for him. He just like attacks all the time. He doesn't like say, all right, I'm just gonna go for a big timing at 140 supply. No, he's like, oh, you know what? I got 3 Marines. I'm gonna just go attack. I lost those, and now I have 14 Marines. Perfect number. I'm gonna attack.
Yeah, he
doesn't even matter. He just attacks all the time.
Speaking of attacking, this is a huge attack from viOLet, and with the wall up that MarineKing has, it's not going to be very effective. Depot gets up in the last second there, and viOLet decides to back away. I think maybe a little bit nervous of those Marauders. He could have done so much damage, though. I'm a little bit shocked at his decision to go home here.
Yeah, he's like, oh, he raised the depot. Now I can't do this. Oh, wait, no, that's why the Banelings are there, is to kill that depot. He could have just right-clicked the bunker, and I believe... Actually, I'm not sure if the splash would kill the depots.
It depends on how he hits the bunker, I think. If he hits it right in the center, it wouldn't have hit it, but if he hits it kind of to the left, depending on where the...
Then it would kill a
banelings hit,
depot as well. That's what I was thinking.
Yep.
And MarineKing's like, all right, well, if you're going home, that means I'm safe.
Yeah, it's
and
weird.
I'm going to build another command center.
This type of situation hardly ever happens where someone goes to Baneling bust you after making how many Banelings? 12? And then just is like, and then just go home. You're like, wait.
JK.
You like make a bunch more bunkers. You're like, well, what if he just makes more Banelings and then attacks?
Yeah.
I think that's what maybe viOLet is trying to achieve here, just scare MarineKing, but MarineKing's not falling for it. He's got his units completely split, even having his Marauders on the other side of
Yeah, I really like that. That's really cool, putting those Marauders on the outside so they can try and absorb more Banelings coming in. That's a really good move.
A lot better than those supply depots.
Yeah.
Lair going up for viOLet. No third base for viOLet just yet. Makes a third base, or a macro hatchery rather, I'll be so happy. It's the way to be. +1 melee attack going up for viOLet as well here.
Really puzzled by that. I mean, he must have just said, all right, well, MarineKing has too many Marines.
He saw some Marauders, and maybe he thought it was a more Marauder-heavy army and was like, well, I can't make this work. But even so, you know, it would have been okay. A speedling counterattack comes over here, but the depots are up. And in fact, that means these speedlings are out of position while MarineKing's attack hits.
Taking out a lot of creep tubers.
This counterattack, he used 4 Banelings to break down the depots. They're not quite burned down yet, but he does get in here.
Oh, wow. He's going to get a surround on these units. He's going to kill those reinforcing Marines and a lot of SCVs for free. I think eventually MarineKing's going to clean this up with some good micro, but he loses so many SCVs in the process. MarineKing doing his main attack, though.
Yeah, the question is, can this attack work? And you know what? With all those Banelings viOLet had earlier, he's going to hold this quite easily. In fact, not even using the majority of his Banelings. MarineKing is in trouble, but viOLet has not yet made a third hatchery. The problem for MarineKing, though, is this counterattack is going to be so difficult to deal with. Making an infestation pit off of 2 bases. What was that cancel? I didn't catch that.
I didn't catch it either. But yeah, and MarineKing is not re-walling for some reason either. So these speedlings will just be able to run in the front door if they want to. It looks like viOLet is just gonna... He's not gonna try and go for the win right now, apparently.
Yeah, he's just so... he's always just posturing as if he's gonna make something big happen, but then he doesn't. Which is, I think, part of his idea here. He's gonna want to scout with the Zergling to see if the wall has been remade. The tank is out, though. MarineKing's got a third commander, so even if he kills a few SCVs, he's going to be able to remake those SCVs very quickly. He's going to have triple mules, so he has to be very careful about that. This dropship is going to be spotted.
Nice. Drop at the bottom of the map.
For MarineKing.
We barely heard the Zerglings off the side of the screen getting killed there as the dropship, the medevac rather, was spotted by Zerglings. It's going to continue on the bottom, though. But you can see on the main map, viOLet sending his forces up to his third already to defend against that drop going around the map.
viOLet's third base is finally finishing up here. MarineKing's had a third commander for quite some time. Because viOLet knows about the drop, he should be able to deal with it quite easily. He's already left speedlings to deal with the drop.
And MarineKing sending out another drop, though, this time on the left side of the map. And he does have siege mode and a couple tanks sieged up in his expansion, so he's now immune to any kind of bust for the moment.
And this drop is not going to be very effective. You just have to pick that up immediately. Oh, he could get caught by infestors. He's got some bungles. Oh, bungles the Marines, but doesn't quite hit the dropship.
And there's that other drop that we saw before.
He's able to drop all of them, so he may actually be able to clean up these Zerglings.
Yeah, with the medevac healing them, those Zerglings are going to go down, and he's going to lose a lot of mining on those 2 gas, killing all the drones there.
Yeah, the Zerglings that he sent are not going to get enough.
Nope, he sends them in just a few at a time. Also, his whole army's going up there to deal with that, but he really lost a lot of mining on that as well in the meantime, and he's not even going to kill the medevac.
Yeah, that was a little bit weird. Kind of surprised about that. He had the Zerglings there for that specific reason, to catch the Marines as they came out one by one, because in that case he would have been able to clean up the drop, but he waited until they were all out. And that was MarineKing's plan, but viOLet saw the drop, he just didn't react quickly enough.
Yeah.
Now MarineKing is actually ahead in workers until 10 drones were just made, so 58 to 58 for workers right now.
Those Marines stim just to get away. They're like, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, let's get away. That drop comes back down at the third. I don't know why he didn't realize this was a possibility. Zergling's coming in, but it looks like if he targets down the hatchery, it's gonna go down. And viOLet is back on 2 bases.
And the drop's actually going to float into the main. He may actually decide to try to target this Baneling nest, or at least just force the units back into the main, which is exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, MarineKing.
Not going to be able to get the Baneling nest. He's got to pick up. Oh, fumble! Drop just gets away though.
Yeah, MarineKing is actually pulling way ahead right now. He's about 30 supply ahead right now. No, 40 supply ahead. And pulling farther ahead, he killed viOLet's third. viOLet has not been very aggressive with taking extra bases, whereas MarineKing has. So MarineKing actually has 3 bases to viOLet's 2 right now.
Yeah, viOLet hasn't been droning that much either. He drones every now and then, but MarineKing has just constantly been outproducing him in workers, and viOLet, like, he makes a lot of units but then doesn't attack. That's what's going on. I mean, that's the bottom line here. He's just making a lot of attacking units but then not attacking with them.
And what he really should have done is, I mean, like earlier, when he did that almost Baneling bust, like his alternative, he had 2 choices. It's either bust or use the fact that you know you can kill his army when he moves out and expand. And he didn't do either of those.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
he made an infestation pit.
Yeah, he should have expanded then a long time ago. Nice fungals on MarineKing's army.
And a weird EMP on some Zerglings. Not hitting any of those infestors.
Oh, another fungal's going to kill the rest of those Marines. Good stuff.
I gotta say, the Greater Spire is being made, as well as 6 Corruptors. I gotta say, I think that's the least smart choice viOLet could have made in this situation. He knows he's way down supply. He knows he doesn't have a strong army. He's investing so much money in these Corruptors and the Greater Spire. He's not going to be able to hold MarineKing's push very easily. In fact, he might not hold it at all.
No, he might not hold it all. He's trying to run some Zerglings back for this drop. He is going to clean up that drop.
Immediately here.
And he needs to fungal. Why is he not fungling?
Well, meanwhile, it's because he was fungling at the front of his natural, where a ton of Marines go down.
Nice.
MarineKing being a little bit overzealous with those Marines, losing a ton of Marines, now actually down to only 25 Marines.
And
those tanks are extremely exposed.
Yeah, he needs to send those Zerglings out right now and kill all those tanks before the reinforcements arrive. He's going to miss his chance, actually. He's just going to wait for those Broodlords. It's everything. He's just pinning all of his hopes on these Broodlords, basically.
Yeah, it's not looking good for viOLet, and there are a decent amount of Marines out, and there are 4 Ghosts as well. Remember, with Snipe, the Broodlords don't stand much of a chance if there are enough supporting units around.
Scans, he sees those Broodlords popping out, trying to go in. Lots of Broodlings raining down on that army, though. Zerglings coming into support as well. An EMP on the Infestors is going to keep them out of the battle, but now he's going to go in for some fungals. Nice fungals there, and he actually might be able to just barely clean up the last of the Marines.
Well, the Ghosts are actually doing the real damage now.
Wow.
Snipes go down the Broodlords. This, I think, is going to be it for viOLet. Even if he holds this, MarineKing has so much supply.
Oh, if he fungals one more time, he could kill all of those tanks. But GG coming from viOLet. And MarineKing keeping his hopes alive. He's now at 1-2. And viOLet is now tied with him at 1-2. MarineKing almost looking sad at his loss there. viOLet just looking dazed. He doesn't know what happened there. And that just goes to show you why viOLet is 1-7 versus Terran in his career, because he doesn't understand the matchup that well.
That was terrible. That was a terrible game. I wanted to tell you that you were like talking about the game, but I actually like alt-tabbed in the notepad and like maximized the text size, and I was like, that game was horrible. I like, wrote it on the text file. I'm like, what? Like, he made like all the wrong choices. Every choice that he made was bad. I mean, yeah. I don't know what else to say. That was a bad game. You know, the Baneling attack was thwarted somewhat, and he just didn't attack. He was like, well, I'm just not going to do it. And then he went home with 12 Banelings and probably about 30 Speedlings. Then didn't make a hatchery immediately.
He could have just won the game.
I know.
Like, he could have just right-clicked. He could have even just like set it up beforehand where he like right-clicks the bunker and then like shift-clicks past so they just go towards the Marines.
And he like put his
and then he could have just like right-clicked Zerglings and then shift click to A move them, and then just like just done that and just watched his units like kill all of MarineKing's army.
Yeah.
And he went home because there was one Marauder there behind the bunker.
Yeah, and the depot wall wasn't even finished. Like MarineKing was making part of the depot wall at that point.
Yeah.
And I don't know what else to say. I mean, but beyond that, after that attack, he made all the wrong choices with getting his Greater Spire when he knew MarineKing had a better army than him and he didn't have a good economy.
Yep. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Let's come back in just a few minutes. We're going to see Tasia versus Trickster in just a moment, so don't go anywhere.
You could be my it girl. You're my biggest hit girl. Let me